Hi all, welcome to this Path to Glory predictions for the promo that I think could come very soon, and this would fall into the Euros. Where it happens or not is a different matter, but this is something I've been working on behind the scenes. I'm going to explain it in 4 parts because I've got a squad, then the finals itself, and then the upgrade system that will be implemented for us. So if you smash like so, we much appreciate. Sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter at @GIsLegend. All links are down below for posting the channel and social media links as always. Comment down below if you would like this at all, and does any of the cards potentially appeal or so forth. I've tried to make a wide variety of players, team dynamics, all that kind of good stuff. Try to cover who's not had really specials, or if they've had a special, to try and make them a bit more usable. But basically every nation gets a player, so you'll have 24 players will happen, so each nation will get a player. You'll probably get an objective and maybe some SBCs in the initial promo week. So when the Path to Glory squad drops, which is De Gea, Langley, Walker, Kabak, Barella, Zelensky, De Jong, Rafa, then like it depends. Portugal's a debatable one because it could go anywhere. Kovacic, Arnautovic, Puki, Gulaski, Lindelof, Jonathan Tah, Munir, Bardi, Hamsik, Malinowski, Ramsey, Pavlenka, McGinn, Mbolo, Braithwaite and Kokorin. So one from each team. I've tried to balance out as best as possible, cover like who's goalies, defenders, etc. From here, when this squad would drop, as I said, you'd get an objective card, maybe a top 9 nation, or a nation that's maybe a team that's going to like at least a player from a like worth maybe appealing at least, and it would probably be somebody that would probably be say 86, 87 rated. I didn't try and build an objective card just in case, because I thought then if you have like 5 or 6 objective cards, it becomes like not necessarily like potential objective cards. It could in theory become convoluted, but also tricky to kind of say, well, who could happen here and who could not happen. But basically, if you remember, Path to Glory in FIFA 18 worked off when the players were selected, they were given like that's when they got the boosts, because they're part of the World Cup. They would then get corresponding boosts for the tournament, and from there, because it's still a live card, it would just kind of operate. So it's almost like, if you think about it, we've had what ifs, we've had headliners and ones to watches that are, and road to finals that all fall in the live category. Path to Glory is just another version for the Euros, and it just keeps the interest going because it lets you kind of debate what players stand out as well. But what I would say is, the cards that you see on screen just now, if they were to get an inform or any special card between say now and when this would drop, the special card would be their highest rated. So this would be like the highest rated. So if say De Gea got an inform, say for example, or a man of the match for like a European game or whatever it be, De Gea would then be an 88. So that's what you're kind of working off. It's not working off, say, if they got like for example, say Kovacic got like Player of the Month for Prem, it's not going to work off that. Like, it will work off the highest performance based card from that. So in terms of the upgrade system, basically the upgrade system works slightly different to the Road to the Final format, but the difference is following the showdown format that you get, when if it's like 2 players and it's the SBC, basically it works like that. So the event launch, you will have the initial card. So using De Jong as an example, 88 rated. If you win your first group game, you go up +2. If you draw your game, you will go up +1. So you will go 89. So as long as you don't lose, you will get an upgrade. If you win your second group game, you would go up to 92. If you win your third group game, you would go 94. As long as you qualify, then you would still get progressive boosts. So in De Jong's case, the very highest he can go to would be a 98. Now, depending on results in general from the groups, for example, if if he was to get, say, 2 wins and a draw, it would mean the highest he would then be would be 97. But everything, like, you don't do it +3 because it's, I know it's usually +3 for a win, because 3 point. The reason why it's +2 is simply because of trying to balance out, and it would apply for the same for any of the players in the squad, whether it be Barella, De Gea, Langley, whoever, Pukki, doesn't matter. As long as they're getting results in the group stages, it's not a loss, they would get upgrades. And that just kind of makes them not only a bit more usable, but it then helps make create a bit of interest in the card as well, especially with it being a live card, as it were. Now, that's like the first kind of half of it. So that's like the first half of the promotion, so that where the card becomes, you've got at least initial interest in the promotion for the Euros. Now, obviously, because the Euros themselves do not have a the license, like FIFA does not have the Euros license, it's a bit tricky. However, when the initial finals drop, like the week of it, like whether it be the Friday or the Friday before, whatever it may be, another squad will drop. This is the finals team. This is just to create even more interest, not only in the finals, but also in the cards that may feature as well. So you get another set of 24 from like every nation. So you'd get from like Denmark, Holland, Netherlands, even Germany, Slovakia, etc. You'd basically get one from every nation. And in theory, this is maybe where it's the better cards from these nations, and it's just giving them a much more significant boost. If they have a team this season or something else that might fall into it, like from another promo, then obviously it becomes a bit tricky. But you try and usurp that card. That's kind of the point of it. So, like using Fekir as an example, just to kind of talk about, Fekir has a Team of the Year moments, which was in packs. That's like 88 rated. He would be about 91, 92 for his like Euro Path to Glory finals card. But this team: Schmeichel, De Ligt, Sulis, Skriniar, Brozovic, Fekir, Sol, Shaqiri, PZ, Milik, Bale, Vaslik, Orban, Sonyuku, Ward-Prowse, Leimer, Forsberg, Armstrong, Berardi, Vertonghen, Rostovsky, Hetemaj, Saigonov and Miranchuk. You're seeing notable boosts on the like reserves especially. I know Leimer has a foot freeze, Forsberg has a moments, and I know we've got 3 players alone from Leipzig and 2 from Leicester, but sometimes, and 2 from Southampton, but it's trying to get balance where see fit, and sometimes that might happen. You might see adjustments accordingly. I've just tried to go with not only who's most appealing, but also kind of just creating as much variety as possible. So that would be your squad. Now, the Path to the Glory final cards get a different upgrade system, and by different is only +1s. Now, only +1, it only applies as +1s because of the initial cards. If you wanted to kind of be adjusting the rule, it would be anything under 90 rated initially starts as a +2, which would then mean Orban, Sonyuku, Ward-Prowse, Armstrong, Berardi, Vertonghen, Rostovsky, Milik, Hetemaj, Saigonov and Miranchuk all initially start +2. But regardless, it would just be +1s for everyone, and Bale would finish as a 99 by the end. And you would still get given an upgrade for a draw for this, because as long as you're not losing, then you would get yourself an upgrade. So Bale initially would make most appealing as a 92, because you're trying to make it hype and demand. If in theory, if you were to say, if they were to win the tournament, a 99 Bale with say 99 pace, shot, pass, dribbling and nearly 99 physical, it suddenly makes them even more usable, and it just creates demand. Yes, it's not guaranteed, but if you were to make the card by the time it got, say, if the card even from initial launch is appealing, even at this stage in say June, but if Wales were to have a little initial good run in the groups, even if they were to just win, say, win one, draw one and lose one, a 94 version is at least not too bad a compromise, I suppose. But obviously this is just a complete concept. It's something that I thought, well, Path to Glory was done when it was the World Cup. It was an interesting idea. Yes, we've had a lot of upgrade system types, not only this FIFA but since then. This potentially could be something that may drop come between now and Team of the Season, because they'll obviously try and look at promos, and then obviously when the Euros itself drops, they may do like the festival of football, but the Euro finals itself might have its own dedicated team and have something a bit of fun, just to create a bit of interest and demand in the card types, because they might just do live cards anyway and just say, oh, if this, support your favourite, support your nation as it were, here's a player from that nation. So my feeling is, if they were to do this, you would end up with 30 cards when it's the initial squad and 30 cards when it's the final, because they'll do SBCs maybe say every day for the 1 week or the 2 weeks, and then you get an objective as well, and maybe a silver star as well in each one. But let me know, folks, in the comments down below what your thoughts on this potential Path to Glory promos for the initial squad and then the finals itself. Would this be an idea that you'd be interested in? And would there be any cards that you would like or not like from here, or is there anyone I may have missed or you would like to have seen included? But as I said, all feedback really much appreciated. As I said, I'll tweet this out as well, so go and show some love in that as well. So take it easy all, thanks for watching, and I will catch you all later.